Okay, I'm going to go through the steps on how you will pull your screening reports. For an example, I'm going to go into the reading assessments. Remember, depending on how you want to spend your time today, you can do this for either your reading assessments, your early literacy assessments, if you're going to be doing this for the earlier grades, or your math assessments. And of course, it's just whatever you want to concentrate on for this time. You can always go back later and do this same process and get your information for the other subjects as well. So if I go into reading, I'm going to go to reports and I'm going to go to screening. In the screening report, you will select your grade that you teach, and then you will be able to pull up your classes. Okay, and when you click on your class and save your selection, then when you come down here, you'll want to download for the fall, and then you can see where you started your baseline data screening report for the fall of 2015. So you can click on View Report. This is going to pull up the data where every bar, each bar represents a student in your class. And then the black line is that trend line that the district set. And so this shows all the students above where the district benchmark is set, and this shows all the students below. And so if you go further down, you can see that in the fall, in this particular class, there were 62% of students that were at benchmark. So what we can do is we can pull up the district worksheet that you have the link for, and we can put in the 62% for the at part. So if we go in here and we put in 62%, there was 0 above, so I'm not going to put in anything there. And then you can see that it automatically populates the total 62%. And then we can go down and fill in our on watch and our intervention. So we can go back to the report. On watch, we had 14%, and intervention 19%. So we can go in and do our 14 and our 19. And then urgent intervention was 5%. So we can go in and plug in 5%. Okay, and now because we also have done a winter screening report, we can set this up to compare. So we can now go back to our report, and if you wanted to scroll on down, you could see the kids' names that fell into each of these categories for your kids, so you can kind of see which kids move as well. Now I'm going to go into select a different report. And when I do this, then I can go back to that screening report, and I can go back and see that I've already got my class selected. But now this is the important part. I want to change to winter. So now I want to see our current data for the benchmark we just took. I'm going to click on View Report, and here I will be able to see my students again, and I can now see how the data has changed. So I can look and I can say, okay, this time I have 4% of my students that are above and 64% at. So I can go in and I can say, okay, we have 4% above, and then 64% at. Okay, and then I can look at On Watch, and if I pull up the On Watch students, got 16%. I can see I've also got for intervention 16%, and then 0 in urgent. So 16, 16, 0, 16, 16, 0. Okay, and so what we can see by the colors that are put in is that my students have improved 6% from the fall benchmark to the winter benchmark. I can see that the below benchmark students went down. That percent went down, which is what we want to see, hopefully. Obviously, testing varies, and so you may see a little bit different results here. But ultimately, then using this worksheet, then in the spring you can compare as well and see growth of your students throughout the entire school year in this quick worksheet that was created here for you to use. Then you can, of course, save that, put that in your Google Drive in a Star 360 folder so you can access it at any time. And you can utilize these screening reports. Again, if I scroll on down, I can see the student's name, so I can easily see who needs to be progress monitored and put into groups, so on and so forth.